today's workshop on innovation and creativity management. And to introduce our distinguished speaker, Mrs. Shikha Katana. Mrs. Shikha Katana is a BDS professional with 7 years of experience working across various hospitals and clinics, where she honors her clinical skills and developing a deep understanding of patient care. Driven by a passion for personal development and communication, she pursued an international certificate program in image consulting and soft skill training. This transition allowed her to blend her medical background with the art of effective communication and personal branding. She has delivered impactful corporate training sessions for prominent firms like Blinking and Investors, empowering professionals to enhance their entrepreneur skills and professional skills. Today, she will be sharing her extensive knowledge and practical insights into the innovation and creativity in workplace. We're incredibly fortunate to have her here to guide us. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to Mrs. Shikha.
Thank you so much, Meeta. That's quite an introduction. I think everybody knows about my background and everything. So, I'm here to take you through the understanding of creativity, and innovation in the workplace. So, before we start with that, could you please share your insights about what do you think about what is creativity and what is innovation?
Ma'am, I think letting out our ideas and putting it into a good work.
Right. So, this is basically creativity is to have more ideas and to put it to work is innovation, right? And this something is like, we have our phones, upgrade hota rehta hai, update hota rehta hai. We always try to stay up with the fashion. Aajkal kya chal raha hai? It's about being updated. So in workplace also, if we keep ourselves creative and innovative, we'll always be updated ourselves to the new norms that is coming. Every time there's a new technology coming, there are new things happening. What is all that? If somebody back there is creating a new site, somebody there is creating a new application, right? It's basically everybody is just trying to rake their brains to bring something new which can be innovative and adds value to our existing space, right? So I'll just share my screen. Everybody, can you see the screen?
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
Visible?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am, it is visible.
So, creativity and innovation in the workplace. I would say it's like unlocking your potential for professional success. See, everybody, or all of us, want to achieve success in a professional life, in whatever work front we go, whatever stream we are pursuing. We all want to be successful eventually, right? But do you think the degrees that is good enough? Do you think so? That is like everything that we need, or we need more than that to be working in the practical field and achieve success?
Ma'am, I think we need more.
Right. So we need more, right? In that more, we have a lot of soft skills that we need to. One sec. Yeah. So introduction. Let's start with the creativity. By definition, creativity means it to generate fresh ideas and perspectives and novel ideas to solve problems. Right? There is one problem has multiple solutions. Everybody will have a different aspect to it. Everybody will look at the same problem with a different perspective. So when everybody start looking that, we collaborate and create some innovative solution. That is creativity. Thinking out of the box. And what is innovation? It is transformation of creative ideas into practical solutions that drive success. It is one thing that we have something in here. Some plan is coming up, but exactly हम उसको execute कैसे करेंगे to bring out the results. That is innovation. And why is it relevant today? Creativity and innovation are essential in today's rapidly changing workplace. Right? It is all about, see, the competition right now is so fast. Everybody's, there's a race going on. There's so many corporate sector, medical sector, everywhere there's a huge competition. There's so many people for one chair. Everybody is actually, you'll see many people with a great merit also. Then how do an interviewer choose one person over the other? It is about logical reasoning then. How much of a practical knowledge you have, how much you're able to apply it. What is your approach towards problem? How much creative you can get? Those practical insights is what give you an edge, right? The objectives of the session will be we will explore how fostering creativity and innovation enhances personal career growth and organizational adaptability. When we grow, the organization will grow with us. To recognize the importance as to why creativity and innovation are critical in modern workplace. Right now, see, now you see back in the days there used to be a very serious scenario in the office space also. Everybody used to be in a proper formal outfits, in a very monotonous system. But now everything is being flexible. The organizations are being flexible towards people, like trying to create an atmosphere where everybody is comfortable to work in. They give you nice breaks. There are dance sessions happening. There's so many things are happening to keep you fresh, so that your mind stays active for longer hours and you're more productive. Eventually your productivity is what affects the organizational efficiency, right? And the same goes for your creativity aspect also. We will also explore some tools and techniques to enhance creative thinking and faster innovation. Developing the creative mindset that encourages continuous creativity and problem solving. So everything is around problem. See, everything new that we are unknown to becomes a problem. Everything that we are not able to comprehend properly becomes a problem. How do we overcome those problems is by our creativity. How do we get through it? There are people who will go a long way. There will people who will create some shortcut, and they will be effective. Still, the results will be same. They will all reach to the same target. Learning how to apply those creative ideas and innovation in real world scenarios. Now, it is one thing that you're brilliant to think. You have creative ideas. You're very good in thinking. You have amazing innovation skills. But how do you actually practically apply it and get those results? That is altogether a different game. The learning outcomes that I expect you people to take it today, you should be able to comprehend the concepts that we're going to discuss, identify potential in yourself, recognize your own creative strengths and areas for improvements. Everybody falls short somewhere, everybody has strengths and their weaknesses. The weakness where we will need to work upon. It starts there. Developing strategies to turn our creative ideas into actionable innovations and be equipped to contribute creatively and innovatively in your future career. Am I clear till now?
Yes, ma'am, you're
Oh,
very clear.
If any doubts, please stop me and ask. Any queries, let me know. Is there a language issue? Is it okay if I continue in English or you want me to go bilingual? Everything is okay with English?
yes, ma'am, it is okay.
Okay. Now we need to understand what is creativity and innovation. What is creativity? It is the ability to produce original and valuable ideas. Now, see, not every idea will become valuable. How do we call it a valuable one? When it is actually creating some positive outcome, right? But then not every idea becomes valuable. And which idea turns out to be valuable, nobody knows. So first is you need to be creative, explore, and then you start applying, and then you get to know which idea clicks. So examples are like, suppose there's a recurring problem, there's one problem which keeps on happening again and again if every short-term course, then you need to find a solution for that. That is creativity. Or you have to create a new marketing strategy that stands out amongst others. The multiple people who are working on strategies, and then you create something that is like, giving you an edge. You are different, how you stand out. Or developing a fresh approach to improving team collaboration. Entire when you work in any organization, any corporates, anywhere, you need to have a nice understanding with your team. Together, when you work on the front, that's when you gain success. You get together all your strengths, compensate for each other weaknesses, and your success is actually achievable. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
What is innovation? It is the process of turning your creative ideas into practical application that brings value. So it is one thing that our mind have so many ideas. When we keep thinking about a problem, the different things keeps on happening in our brain. We keep on, going sometimes on track, sometimes off track. There's so many things that keeps on going. Out of that, we are able to put few ideas into actual practical application. Out of it, some will click, some will not. But the idea to actually apply it practically is what innovation means. Example, when you actually introduce a new technology, like, having a thought of having a new technology is one thing, but then you're introducing that technology to increase productivity. Or you're developing a new product or a service based on a customer feedback. Some customer came with some complaint to you, and you start racking your brains like how we can solve this issue so that there is no more complaint on the same department, or there are no same issues again with other customers. You go through the strategies, look for some solution, and then when you actually introduce that service, that is innovation. You streamline a process to reduce cost and improve efficiency. The many people, they say, like, we are efficient. It is one thing that we are very good, we are competitive, we are skilled, we are knowledgeable. How much efficient you are? It's about when you put all those skills together and actually bring it to an outcome, the final result. That gives you efficiency. So creativity is the spark. It's the generation of idea. And innovation is the flame that stays for the long term. When we light the matchbox, it sparks. That's generation of idea. And when it is actually in flame, that is the realization and application of the ideas. What is the importance of creativity and innovation in the workplace? Excuse my spelling mistake there. What do you think? Why it is important to be creative and innovative? Why particularly we need to be creative sometimes? See, even like, you come from a MBBS background, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Sometimes when you prescribe a medication to a patient,
Patient.
right? Every patient will have a different reaction to the same medication.
Yes, ma'am.
And then what we do, we play around the dose. We add some other salt, we add some other medication
Yes, ma'am.
as per the patient thing. That is a sort of creativity. And when you're actually playing with the doses and prescribing, that is innovation,
Yes,
right? So
yes.
it is, we need to be flexible enough to always, creating some ideas to, look for the alternate solutions.
To
And
run
then,
at work at a point.
yes, because eventually the end goal is to get that result. How do we go about it? Through our problems.
Yes, ma'am.
That is all around creativity and innovation. right?
Yes.
It helps in driving growth because when you are creative and innovative, it helps you to adapt. Now today, everything is so competitive. Everything is so fast. Especially the corporates are running like anything. So the companies keep on adapting to the new changes. One corporate says like we're gonna have 4 working days now in a week. Everybody start applying the same because that is like people are keen to work more. They're giving more production. Then it's okay. Or they give you a thing like after the completion of this project we're gonna go on a trip. That is giving everybody a motivation. Those are ideas that is keeping you motivated. Or they say you'll get incentive. There's so many ideas people try to give you motivation about. So these are creativities. The market shifts like new technologies are introducing or new demands are coming, new things are coming in the market. That is all creativity. And it gives you a competitive advantage. See, organizations that innovates effectively can differentiate themselves from competitors. Every corporate, when it is about suppose there is a corporate, an MNC which is working for the insurance company, all are gonna have the same thing. But now all of the same thing, all of them will not be having the same clients. Somebody will be having the best of the clients, somebody will have mediocre, somebody will have basic. Why so? Because the one who's having maximum thing is trying to give the maximum output. Why? Because they're having all sort of strategies which is working to make most of the thing that is giving, to extract most from the people that are working there, and to actually deliver the efficient result. So that's why they have the reputation that best of the clients are coming to them. They are raising over their competition bars. They're raising their workout strategies. They're raising their standards to give an output. And that leads to increased market share and profitability. More you're gonna work, you get a better clients, you're getting better revenue, better profits. So it actually helps you in driving your own personal growth along with the organizational growth. In problem solving, effective solutions. So creative thinking helps in finding solutions to complex problems that standard approaches may not address. Standard approaches, there's a certain set thing like we read in the books this is how. But do you think so that every time applies to everyone? Everything same doesn't go with every client, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Every client, every person responds in a different way. We have to cater to individual needs like that, whether it is about a customer, whether it's about a patient, whether it's about a boss. If you have the hierarchy in your corporate, every person is having a different thing. You have to tackle all of them in a different way, right? So you will be more effective because you will be creative. Your creativity gives you the cutting edge over other people and being effective towards all the problems. You are able to give solutions to very complex problems also effectively. Continuous improvement. It is about growth, continuous growth. Every professional person will still say that they still read. Everybody still reads. They invest some time in daily reading. Why? So that they be updated with the recent developments. There are journals in medicals. There are new hypothesis that is coming. There are all-time new things happening in the world. Why? So that they be updated, continuously improving. Because innovation leads to ongoing enhancements in processes, products, services, ensuring that organizations stay relevant and efficient. When there's so many people serving you the same, what gives you better? You'll see many restaurants, like there are multiple restaurants who are serving same food. But there will be one restaurant which is like amazing. There will be few like it's okay. Why? They're all giving you Chinese, they're all giving you South Indian. Why?
Ma'am, because of their creativity.
Sorry?
Ma'am, because of their some sort of creativity that makes them different from one another.
Yes. So they try to always create something new for that, right? I missed what you're saying. I think there was some connection error again, Medha.
Ma'am, I think it's delaying when I speak to you.
It's delaying.
Yes, ma'am. I mean, when I speak to you, I cannot hear you when you speak back to me.
Okay. Maybe there's some connection issue, some glitch to my side or something. Is it better now?
Yes, ma'am, it's better.
Right. Okay. Now employee engagement. When employees are encouraged to be creative and to contribute their innovative ideas, they feel more engaged in values. See, now my seniors also, when they come and discuss new topics in whichever field, even when we are pursuing, your teacher always ask, what do you think about the topic? Right? Even we began in that way. Why? So that all of us has our opinion sharing freedom, right? We have that space where we are entitled to our opinions. When we can share, that's when we will know how right or wrong we are. And that's when a person also will get to know how much already knowledge we already have and what more they can add to it. And this engagement, when a person think that they have a say, when they can actually share their opinion, if they're comfortable, if they agree, if they disagree or whatever, that then they are more involved, then they have their ownership toward the issues, and then they try more effectively to give you results. So that is altogether leading to the empowerment. And a creative and innovative workplace often results in a higher job satisfaction as employees sees the impact of their contribution. When everybody is saying and the employee, the boss is listening to everyone, and then they try to create a cumulative something from everybody's opinions, from everybody's suggestion. That is a workplace everybody wants to be the part of. Nobody wants to be the part of, like, where they're just being told that, you're supposed to do this. How long they can one work like that now? So at the different level, when we seek, like, this is that person, like if I have a team, and there are few people who are very good in something and very good in something, and when I'm talking to them, I get to know, like, this is that person's strength, this is that person's strength. So whatever the departments I need to work on, I will give them as per their strengths. It eases my work. They get the work that they're already so good about, and eventually the results are good, achievable. So there should be a freedom with their inputs. Now, techniques. This is the most important thing. There are three techniques that I am sharing with you to enhance your creativity. Okay. First is brainstorming. This is a common word, right? We all listen to this word often, right? You're familiar with this word, brainstorming?
Yes, ma'am.
What do you understand by that? What do you comprehend by this word? Anyone? Nandita, you want to share
where
something?
where everybody brings idea to the table and form a gist out of it.
Right. Okay. And brainstorming is on an individual aspect.
So fine.
Right, I mean, we are doing individually, then yes, obviously everybody starts. One is think of what we do in our own brain. We also have multiple ideas and we share one, right?
Yeah, understand.
Everybody gives their one idea, and then through that we create a cumulative strategy that altogether becomes a brainstorming for the group. So this is like creative. When we're talking about becoming creative, it is like, all together in a team collaboration so that we all get that results. So by definition, it goes like it is to generate a wide range of ideas in a short amount of time. When everybody gives one short suggestion, then together that becomes entire solution. Now, when we are important part of this is you should encourage the open and free flowing without immediate judgment. There should be a freedom for everyone to speak. There should not be any judgment. We should not stop a person from sharing, even though even though it is suitable or not, no matter what. Still, a person is suggesting, let them. Everybody should have a freedom to share their opinion. Because if you start judging, there will be many people who will not even share their ideas. So the most integral part of brainstorming is that it should be free to share and there should not be immediate judgment. How do we conduct? We set a clear objective, problem, we share all the idea that comes to mind, and we avoid criticism during idea generation phase. Now, let me take an example for brainstorming. Okay, like suppose we are planning a college event, right? You all are in college. Suppose there's an event coming in a college. We have all this yearly things that happen, fest and all. Suppose we are organizing a planning over the event for the college. Now the student committee has to. It's given a task to arrange all the cultural things and everything. They have to walk around the event. How do we go about it? Okay, so the goal is to what? To create event that will attract what? Maximum student participation. Do I go back, Karthikeyan? You look a little confused there.
Oh, not confused. I was just my screen was not clear. That's why I came near to see the.
All right.
No, not your problem. My laptop.
Right. So we are planning a college event. The idea around that is that the student committee is supposed to create an event which can engage maximum attraction so that the number of students that participates are huge, so that you have you can generate the excitement around campus. You know how 2 months before the fest is supposed to happen, already the buzz is around. This so and so person is gonna come. These are the cultural activities. So and so college will get the invites. There's always a buzz around it, and that buzz actually creates more of the attraction, right? So for that, how do we do the brainstorming? Like suppose now we need to generate the ideas for the theme of the event, and we need to understand we have to decide what sort of activities we need to engage in the event and what sort of promotion we should do for the event. These are the topics that for the event they need to roll their brain around. They have to do the coming now. Now everybody starts giving the ideas. Now there is a group of people who suggest that we can go in a traditional cultural way. And there's another room full of people who are suggesting that we should go in a very digital technological way. Everybody is giving their ideas this is how we can do, this could be a tech thing or this could be a traditional thing, this and that. Eventually what happens, everybody's suggestions are picked up, they form a mutually consensual acceptable solution, and they end up actually doing an event which is culture and digi both. So that is sort of event which is done for the first time. It is a unique concept. So after brainstorming session, what happened? A unique event comes up. Right? Nobody could think of for such an event, we have a collaboration of both the cultural aspect as well as the technological aspect. Because we had two rooms there who were giving the suggestions, who were pro about that. We bought all the strengths together and we actually bought an event which was very nice. It's very different concept, altogether a new concept. So this is what brainstorming leads to. When everybody is free to share their ideas, their opinions, that actually gets you to something that is nobody can fathom. It altogether creates to a solution which is amazing. The output could be something unpredictable. So the brainstorming is about getting everybody's strengths together to create an outcome which is appealing to a broader segment, which is anyhow very goal oriented, and you actually get your success in the right time. The final goals are achieved. That is brainstorming. Now there is another technique, mind mapping. What is mind mapping? You're having a visual organize, you have so many ideas, you visually start organizing them, and then you explore connections between them, right? So how do we do about it? Again, I'll explain this better with an example. Like for mind mapping, suppose we take an example that we have to develop a project for marketing strategy. एक प्रोडक्ट है जिसकी हमारे को एक मार्केटिंग स्ट्रैटेजी बनानी है. Okay, so in mind mapping, what we do, we take the central idea. So here, suppose there's an example that we have to develop a marketing strategy for a health drink. Okay, now that is the health drink that is aimed towards the college students' age. So in mind mapping, the central agenda, central product becomes what? Your health drink. That is your central agenda, central product. Now around that you start mapping. Around that you start strategizing. And then you bring out the connections how. Like it is a health drink which is aimed for the college age students. Right? Now, what we need to understand for getting a marketing strategy. Marketing में हम क्या क्या देखते हैं कि हम उसमें क्या commercials involve होंगे, what are the commercials that is involved in that, what kind of target audience that we need to approach, how do we approach them, how much of a digital or the old school methods that we need to comply with, or what should be the pricing strategy. These are all different aspects, different segments that we need to think about when we have to develop a marketing strategy, right? So now in mind mapping, we do the central product, that is the health drink here. Around that, the segments are one, your target audience. Then there is another thing, point two, your marketing channels, how you're going to market. Then there's going to be another thing like pricing strategy, or your product features, how you're going to show the what features your health drink has, and how do you promote that product. This all together builds the marketing strategy. Now what you're going to do is you're going to bring the connection of all these things together with the central product, which is your health drink here. So mind mapping is about, you have a central idea. Suppose it could be an event, it could be a product, it could be a client, that this is the client and what we need to serve to them. For that solution, what all needs to be taken care of. So we think of it alag, and we bring all it together relating to the central object, the central idea. That is what mind mapping is. How do we go creative in that now? So there will be person who will be very good in finances. There could be one person who can be very good in finances, but he might not be that good in strategy making. Then there could be a person who is amazing in creating strategies, like, this is how we're going to market our product. But that person might not be able to understand how do we reach a target audience, how do we aim to get more visibility from our target audience, our college students. Now there could be a third person who will know, like, if this is how we create a, creative around this product, then our target audience will approach it better. So every person is having different aspects, but they're all getting their expertise towards that central product. And then together, they bring out a solution, that marketing strategy, which is giving you the final outcome, which is to get the maximum visibility from your target audience and get your product in the marketing with a good pricing. And your product is it. They always say, now, when you are about new product, when you're about a new project, when it is about your new medicine in the market, everybody start marketing around it first. You gain visibility. Then you start, requesting people to try it. That's when you start getting the credibility. And once you get the visibility and credibility, that's when your market starts and your revenue generation comes. Right? Mind mapping is clear? Do we understand how mind mapping technique works?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now I'll discuss about the third technique, which is Scamper technique. So Scamper stands here for substitute, combine, adapt, modify, put to another use, eliminate, and reverse. This is Scamper technique. This is the technique which is used to trigger creative thinking by asking questions that encourages you to view the problem or idea from different perspectives. Many a times this happened with us. Like, we are thinking that we know everything about something. We've all come out of school, we've all done history or something, right? Suppose we take a example of any subject, it's English, history, maths, whatever, and we think we're good with it, we're done. Then a tutor comes, takes that test, gives some problem which is like, maybe we are not familiar, we are not able to understand what concept to work with. We are always asked to go through more and more books, do more and more exercise. Why? So that we can understand the concepts more and more. Because that triggers your mind, right? So when somebody throws a question at you, which you are not known to, a new question comes to you, then you start thinking about it. That's when your creativity is triggered. So that's when your scamper technique of creative thing actually comes up. How do we go about scamper technique? Okay, so it is applied in these 7 things: substitute, combine, adapt, modify, put to another use, eliminate, and reverse. Substitute as to what can be replaced. Combine, that what other ideas can be merged. Adapt as to what can be adjusted. Modify, what changes can be made. Put to another use, how else can this be applied. Eliminate, what can be removed. And reverse, how to go reverse in the same. And good example in this, I could say that, if we suppose all of you must be having a student clubs and everything in colleges, like cultural clubs, a sports club, other clubs are there. Suppose there's a club which is like, now going out of the attention and you want to improve that student club. Okay. Suppose you're part of a photography club. Okay. But now you see very less people are getting, participating in that club. Very few people are joining that club. Why? Because it's become very monotonous. It's become very predictable and nobody finds any creativity in that. So you're having very less people who are being attracted to the concept. All right. Now, how do you do? First is substitute. You replace the traditional competitions, like, the normal, basic, regular competitions that was having in photography. Now you replace that with something which is more creative. Like, you can create some theme around it. Like we give a theme about flowers, we give them a theme about event, or we give them a theme about animals. So that's a substitute. Substitute to regular monotonous photography competition is not substituted by some theme photography. Then comes C, combine. How do we combine? So we combine this photography with some hobby, like we travel. Now we say, like, we're gonna travel to one destination and everybody's gonna get a chance to do this particular photography, this theme photography out there. That makes it more interesting now. So we're combining the idea of maybe a travel or some other hobby with the photography thing. Okay, now adapt. How do we adapt? We adapt, like, we encourage people to do the photography over 24 hours. so that they are not only being comfortable in just doing their photography only in the day hours or night hours, but they do it 24 hours so that they are adapting themselves to all the possible challenges, right? A person who might not be very comfortable to photograph, to take a photography thing during the night hours, that will also be doing. Now they will also have to do this. They will have to go out of their bounds. So that is adapting, that they will have to do this theme photography in a particular location for entire 24 hours. Then M, modify. How do you modify? You modify these photos like, in a very authentic, boring manner. They were making a photographer, taking the negatives, converting into the photographer, and taking all the photographs in an album A, and they're depositing it. How they can go modification to, how they can go creative here. Now they create a page on Instahand, which is exclusively only for this photography competition, where everybody pitch in and they, you know, share their albums. They will also, be more extrovert in the how they're gonna do it. They'll also do some extra effort there. They're gonna modify things. Now they're gonna do it in that way. Modification done like from a monotonous way. Now the Instagram handle or some special dashboard or some separate account is done where everybody can share their photographs. Put to another use. Now these pages, suppose this account, now this account we share, we collaborate with our college website. So whosoever visits a college website also gets to see that such and such photography club is there. All the efforts are being visible to even more greater crowd. Just not the photography club, now they're getting many multiple uses. They're helping the college to brand their clubs, and the students are getting more different level of visibility. So it is being put to another use. Then eliminate. What we eliminate? We eliminate unnecessary formalities and make it easy for any newcomer to join the club also. We don't do put so many criteria like, you have to be this and this, have to have this many years of experience, or you should have this much of things, or you should have at least 20 photographs, or you should have this and that, remove all these formalities. However one is comfortable, let them do in that comfort level, bring their best to the team. So any newcomer or an old person, both are able to put their best ideas to the table. Now R, reverse. What is reverse? In this case, the reverse is when the newcomers, the less experienced people are giving the chance to conduct the sessions, to take that ownership of taking the club together in forefront. That is being reverse. So that is involving people. When you all together put this thing, that will together, what do you think? Now this will actually get them a nice happening photography club now or not? This will change. More people will try to bring different aspects to it together. The new people will be more inclined to join. And it'll be easy for them to join because there are no unnecessary formalities, there's no obligations, there are no so many issues and things that they have to be careful about. And they're also getting a chance to, shine as a trainers, as the moderator. They're already owning the session. So everybody will want to take a chance. So the club, where the visibility was very less participation was happening, now the club becomes a place where maximum people are coming. They want to take participation and they're shining a different light. This is how this camper technique can actually trigger your creative thinking and get you to get the best of the outcomes. Am I clear with this technique? So do we understand all three techniques now? Brainstorming, mind mapping, scamper technique,
Camper technique.
Yes, ma'am.
right? Now suppose we have applied to the techniques, we have getting very creative. We are, trying to put the best of the ideas, all fresh of the ideas to the table. What can go wrong in that? If a person is not accepting your idea, if a person is just brushing off without even listening, if a person in front is not letting you speak, those are the barriers which can actually go against the creative thinking. Okay, this, yeah. How do we implement the innovation then? Everybody here with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Right, okay. I thought there's some glitch again. So another technique comes the implementing innovation technique. So we are creative techniques by brainstorming, by mind mapping, we're creating a pool ideas. Now we are assessing the feasibility, what is more applicable, what can bring out the results more effectively, what is more approachable, how can one be more impactful, what is aligning with the end goals. We evaluate and then select on that basis. We prototype, we develop a pilot project. Pilot project is the exemplary project where we just put to a test and then we apply. Like, how do we prototype? For example, when we want to paint a wall, everybody tries to put some roller paint on a wall and they then leave it to see if it is actually looking good or not. Right, so we try that, we test those ideas, that is prototyping. Okay, then everybody gives their feedback. We gather feedback from the people. Suppose we are putting we're trying a new paint on a wall, so we ask from the people, we ask from the kids, the family members, how do you think this color is looking on a wall. We take sessions, everybody give a different feedback. Then we take the feedback from all together and then we refine the ideas. Ki, like, then somebody says ki, this is too much blue, or this is too much green, or this is not going, this is looking dull, this is looking too bright. Then how do we go about it? Or we can, like, we decide, okay, we'll do the dark color and we'll put some nice wallpaper over that. Or we do the light color and we put a dark color wall art on that. Right, we brainstorm, we understand all the feedbacks coming together, then we go for the solution. Okay, then we implemented. Now we are fully integrating all the ideas, all the innovations, all the feedbacks given together, and we are putting it in the effectivity. Now we are applying it. Now we measure. We foster a diverse and inclusive environment where different perspectives are valued. We are implementing here, and then we do the measurement also, like, where we give a credit. See, this person suggested ki, it's going too much, you suggested well, now we've done this and this is so good. Okay, this is another implementation technique. Now, examples of workplace innovation. How do innovation actually comes in a workplace? It could be in a product way, that somebody is introducing a new product that addresses unmet customer needs. Or there could be a very nice process which is introduced, that it is streamlining your internal processes to improve efficiency and reduce cost. Like, suppose there is a company which is about flying aircrafts and they have 4 aircrafts in the company. Now they build, like, all aircrafts are flying in different directions. How do we keep it together? Now we make one dashboard, or we make one application or one group where everybody is updating their ID, their things. This particular aircraft is flying there, or this particular aircraft is flying there. On the common group, all the information is being done. Everything is coming together. So that helps. It's streamlining the entire process of the company. It helps. It is helping the employer to keep a stake of all the 4 aircrafts wherever they are flying. Right? And business model innovation. You create a new business model that disrupts the industry, such as subscription-based services. Nowadays, it's so much that, subscribe to this channel and all those things. They're like, OTT is all business model. all channels become business model. Before it used to be TV and all. Now the OTT have become a new culture. Even though we have a Star Plus, we will not watch Star Plus. We will watch subscription basis. Even we have to pay, we do it. So this entire OTT platform became a new business model. And even though we were getting the same thing in a monthly charges of cable and everything, but the OTT is so much. How many of us actually watches through that set-top box now? Right?
Very less.
So now, even though we have to pay the subscription of every different channel, we do it. So that is again innovation, right? Overcoming barriers to creativity and innovation. See, there might always be the resistance to the new ideas, especially with the people who have the set mindset, who are a little older in the age, who've been doing in a work in a one way. They usually have a problem in adapting to the new methods. Thank God nowadays corporates is becoming very flexible. Nowadays work culture have shifted to a very flexible and open culture. But there are sometimes still the employees who are seniors, they are adamant or they are adapted to old methods so much that they don't want to change. They want to just stick to it. Those are the barriers which can actually hamper your growth, make you unsatisfied in your job, in your workplace. It can actually exhaust you in multiple ways also sometimes. And you feel like, this is not my place, not my game, I want to change my job. So these are the barriers that you might face in future. So common barriers are fear of failure. Sometimes we just don't want to share, like, what if I share and it turns out to be a failure? If I say that app SSR, you do like this, you do like this, but it doesn't come out to be fruitful, that is stopping us to share our ideas, fear of failure. So the employees may hesitate to suggest new ideas due to fear of criticism or failure. Resistance to change. Sometimes the organizational culture or leadership may resist to new ideas because they prefer sticking to older methods. This is how it has been going, this is how it's gonna be. Sometimes they are like that. That is where your creative thinking and innovation is suppressed. Lack of resources. When you're becoming so creative that this is what we're gonna do, but you don't have time for that, you don't have a budget for that, or you don't have any support that can stifle that creative or innovative efforts, then also even being creative is going down. Or conformity, like pressure to conform to existing norms. Now you are being creative, you're trying to apply a new logic, a new method. One cannot be sure, but somebody wants you to give a confirmation, like, no, you give me a surety in how many days it's going to work, and you cannot do that. So when you are actually asked to conform to existing norms, that can actually prevent individuals from thinking creatively. These are the common barriers that you might face in future. How do you overcome those barriers then? With every problem comes the solution. With every barrier also comes the strategy to overcome it. You create a safe environment. What is safe environment? You encourage a culture where ideas are welcomed and failure is seen as a learning opportunity. If an employer is such, he gives the platform, like, no matter what, let's try this. If your employer, if your boss comes and tells you, like, this might be difficult, you're also yourself resistant, but then he say, let's take a shot, let's see. Two things: either we get the gains, we get the profit, we are successful, or we get the lesson. But there is no losing. There is no losing. Either we get a lesson or we get the results. Leadership support. Ensure that leadership actively supports and rewards creativity and innovation. When your senior, when your leader is actually supporting your creativity, when they actually are, giving you their ears to listen. What are you up to? What do you think of this? You give me the ideas. What do you think of this? They open the platform for you to share their ideas and they support you. That is where you will be able to share it better. Allocate resources. When you're provided by the necessary time, budget, and tools for the creative projects. Suppose you're amazing and you're sure that, given a time and resources, you can definitely create a strategy which can market this product to next level. You know you can do it, but you don't have that much of time and budget. You don't have resources. But then your leader comes and say, okay, fine, let's do one thing. I give you everything that you need for it. You do it. You start working on it. You cannot work it in 1 month. You need 2 months. Fine. Do it in 2 months. That's when you will feel like, creative. You'll feel like doing it. Okay, fine. I'm getting everything in. I'm getting opportunity. You'll put in extra effort. You'll get it done, like, 2 months. I'll get it done in 1.5 months. So that's when your creativity is getting an air to breathe. Encourage diverse thinking. When your employer is fostering a diverse and inclusive environment where different perspectives are valued, where you as a leader, when you become a leader someday, when you have a team, when you are a senior, you should encourage. How can you encourage a person to actually be creative? So these are the ways where you have to give them the platform without any judgment, without any criticism. Listen to their opinions, encourage them, maybe help them to pull it through. And then you are actually bringing all together the different ideas, and every different perspective is feeling being valued. That is the true leadership. And all the people that is under your leadership are feeling equally valued as you as a leader. This is the last slide, I would say. Are there any questions? Are there any questions?
No, ma'am, no
No,
question.
ma'am.
Has it been very clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. It was clear, ma'am.
So can we be more creative and innovative in coming days now?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am. Sure, ma'am.
Yeah? Are you sure like everything is, all the techniques are clear
Yes, ma'am, it's clear.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
we understand how creativity and innovation can help us to get the best of the results?
Yes, ma'am.
Any queries, any questions? I'm up to it.
No, ma'am, no questions. It's
No, ma'am.
very clear. Since how you explained it to us.
I tried to make it relatable so that, I hope it was easily comprehensible. Yeah?
Yes.
Because that is like the last slide, I would say, but I'm up to all the questions, query related to this or anything other also if you want to ask about when you're going to step out of the college, how this actually works, when you actually get into the workplace, what is the corporate environment that's going to serve you. If you have any questions in your mind, you can ask.
Ma'am, I'm here. So this question is slightly going to philosophical part. Moreover, I'm not a college guy. I'm not a college guy. I'm a working professional. So
Oh,
I'm in the age where I can say I'm facing midlife crisis.
all right.
So fine. The question is, so what is the parameter for being creative? Because if like original thinking, where do we draw the parameter? Because so if I say I'm being scientist, should I say I have to think like Einstein or something like that? Where should I draw a parameter for these things?
No, see, Einstein was Einstein. Einstein was not thinking like a Newton.
Yeah,
Newton
yeah,
was not thinking like any other scientist. They're
yeah,
original themselves. Okay, so
mm,
you're you,
yeah, yeah,
right? So you have your own perspective about things. The parameters of being creative is just like, there's a certain set fundamentals that we work in. Sometimes when you're working corporate culture, what happens? They create a box like, this is your frame, this is your cubicle, this is your job structure, and all this only you have to do.
Yes, yes.
So they kind of suppress your thinking. Now in your that workspace only, how do you go creative? How you can actually be more effective? Like, there's a work given, suppose there's a project given and you're given a deadline that this and this date you have to deliver it by. Right. So there will be one way that you have to actually go through it and this and that. Or you just, use some alternate app, or you go to some senior, or you look for the similar projects and you just, rake your brains around it and you see something, maybe a shortcut that can actually help you in reaching your results in another different way. That is being creative,
Yes, ma'am.
right? That is being
Yes, ma'am.
creative. So that's something is like an everyday thing. A woman who actually cooks. We have mother, wives, sisters who are cooking. Some guys also must be cooking, right? So
Cooking.
when we cook, even the same vegetable is cooked in a multiple ways.
Mm.
10 people might be cooking the same curry in 10 different ways. Some people do it in a very long way. First we put this, then we put this. Suppose we take an example of sambar, like everybody's familiar with sambar,
Yeah.
Yes.
right? So there are like 3, 4 ways that people make sambar with. One is like very authentic. We chop the vegetables separately and we stir fry them. We boil the dal separately. Then we make a tadka separately and then we combine it together with tamarind and the sambar is done. Then there's also a sambar in which, like, along with the dal only, all the vegetables are put, they're whistled, and then a simple scrumptious tadka is made and it is added. That is also a sambar, right?
Yes.
So somebody became creative in creating that shortcut now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Eventually, it is becoming a sambar.
Yes.
See, we are reaching the same goal. Our target is set, but how we can go creative? How do we achieve it? Not everybody's going walking in the same path. We see our kids, the small kids. How many kids walk straight path? They'll go there, they'll go there, they'll go there. They go like that,
Yes, yes.
but they always try to create something, or they find something out of the path, or maybe they bring something to you, or they get some question. They always thinking about different things. Why do we go straight and why not there? That is the question we need to ask ourselves. Why just this? Why not something else? Ask yourself that question. That's when the scamper technique will come up. And then you start putting substitute. Then you start combining all the ideas from different people. You have 10 people who are also working in corporate. You are working in one corporate. They have a very different experience. You feel pressure, they're very happy. How come it is happening? We ask them also, how you people are working, what is it happening? Then we combine all those ideas, bring to something which is actually fruitful for you. You may get some way out where it is mang on. And you might even get some brownie points with your senior, oh my god, this I did not think about it. You did a great job. Creativity is usually appreciated. It's very rare nowadays that you will see that nobody wants you to. The only thing happens is there are certain constraints to it. But you should always try to keep your mind running. Don't settle down. Don't just adjust. That's keep your that creativity, keep on going. You will see people who will be working in multiple verticals, who are doing job and they have some another business also going on. A homemaker take care of kitchen as well as kids as well as other things also. Multitasking we do. How it is? We go creative. We put something on autonomy. We invest somewhere some time. We decide how much hours to give where. Right? That is all creativity. Right? That answers your question, Karthikeyan?
Yes, it answered my question. Fantastic, and it also depends upon the external factors like time frame and situation. Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely,
I,
it does.
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And
But
I do appreciate for addressing the personal bias in working culture, like bias, like not giving credits, stealing those credits. Yeah, it does happen. Yes,
I understand corporate is very stingy when it comes out to be. But still, I would say nowadays people are being more
Flexible.
little more flexible.
Yes.
And apparently that goes to because you have so many options.
Yeah.
Many options also there. And I've seen many people, including my brother, like, he has his job. Plus, while doing job only, he did his MS from Massachusetts. And with that only, he was making some business idea. Now he is having this business model also stand up. So people do that. You should not stop. There will be people who will appreciate and there will be people who will not appreciate also. But that should not affect your creativity. Because that is actually easing your life eventually. It is for your own sake also. And when somebody is giving you liberty of applying it, then it's a mutual gain. That's a gain for everyone. But don't give up on it. Fear of failure. We just discussed. Fear of failure, fear of criticism, fear of being judged. Right? You will not know till you actually share it. If you're nervous to share it in so many people, go ask separately and speak. At least your mind will put on rest. So do that. And personal bias and all those things, frankly, I tell you what, these things are very short life in corporates. Eventually, when you are efficient and you're bringing result to the organization, you will get the credit. You will get the credit. Right? Any other
Yes, ma'am.
questions? Any
No,
queries?
ma'am. No, ma'am.
No? Can we call the session up?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for being there.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for the incredible and inspiring presentation. Your extensive experience and expertise have provided us valuable strategies and a fresh perspective on advancing our careers. We appreciate and thank you for sharing your time and knowledge with us today. For everyone here, I hope you take away actionable ideas and continue to build on the skills discussed. Thank you all for attending.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good
Thank you
night.
so much, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.